Well, hello everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Your Manchester with myself, Miss Melinda Scandal, and
me, Mr. Mark Llewellyn. I'm amazed
dear.
you're here.
I am too.
No, because I got a text on Sunday to say the old Doddery one was out and the younger, more beautiful one was in. But it seems it's the President of the United States, but I thought you'd gone.
Very good. I like the way you did a bit of topical there.
Yeah, isn't that good? Wasn't it marvellous?
Very good indeed.
Yes.
How's your week been? Have you had a busy one? I always ask you this because I don't actually see you. Conscious popular belief. We only spend 6 days a week together, everybody. Only 6, yes.
We do.
What was you doing on the 7th?
What was I doing this week? It was my birthday.
Oh, you've had a birthday?
I've had a birthday.
You got a bus pass yet?
No? Yeah, it's coming. Then I'll watch it before I get that. Yes, I had a little birthday because it's my nephew's birthday as well. So
Right.
we always have a joint do.
Lovely. Joint do.
Yeah, we had a Korean meal out with all the family.
What's your favourite go-to curry?
I didn't have a curry, I had a burger.
I thought you said you had a curry.
No, a Korean.
Oh,
Korean.
Did you get his name?
No, but he did ask after you.
He remembers me.
And you've been away.
I've been away.
Well, you've been working
I mean,
away.
honestly,
You have.
It's the first time in a long while that I've actually managed to get off the cobbles. And by that I don't mean Corrie, I mean Canal Street.
Right.
Because I was in Brighton.
Yes.
I love the place called Legends.
Oh, right. Okay.
Absolutely
Is it
glorious.
near the pier?
It is right opposite.
Oh, really?
Not the burnt down one.
No.
The one that's still remaining.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And I was there doing a lovely show, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful experience. I've never been to Brighton.
Oh, haven't you?
It's like a posh version of Blackpool, isn't
Yes.
it?
Were you taking up the lanes?
Then I went to London, which was quite fabulous.
Yes.
I didn't see any of it because I was a little bit hungover from the night before.
Yes, I know you rang me.
Yes. So I just basically got into my travel lodge. Little plug.
Love- Oh, you told me you were at the Ritz.
No. Although the Claridges, strangely
Claridge
enough, they had
Republic,
rooms available for £49.
Did they?
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
Times have changed, haven't they?
Mm.
So I did that, and then I came back, and here we are with our lovely
Yes,
show.
But we were out last night.
We were out last night.
What a night.
What a show. We went to the Lowry to watch a chorus line.
Yes.
And I was geared up for some songs that I might recognise.
Yeah.
I was geared up for, a nice, interesting night out. I was also geared up to be bored because I thought it's going to be a dance show where they just dance.
And I told you, didn't I? There was no interval.
Interval.
Yeah.
So I had my bladder ready. It
You
was
did.
primed so that I didn't have to use the lavatorium facilities.
Yes, we didn't have a drink before, did we?
No.
No,
Well,
we're not.
you were a bit naughty actually because
Why?
you had mentioned that it was a one-act show, and then I said, "Well, it's all right. Fancy some ice cream? We'll get some ice
I
cream in
know.
the interval." And you totally ignored that very fact.
That's because I offered to pay for it.
Yeah,
And I was thinking, there's no interval.
no interval. So we got in there, and it was just the most marvelous show I have seen in a long, long time.
Really brilliant cast, isn't it? They could do like us. They were the fourth threat.
Yes.
They could do all 4 things. And it's kind of, if you haven't seen it before, it's an odd one to describe because there isn't really a story arc as such. It's a group of people auditioning to be the chorus line of a Broadway show, isn't it? But each one kind of has their moment
Yeah.
and a number which tells their personal story. And it's actually based, when it was written, they recorded, I think they got something like $10, these dancers, recorded their stories, and that's what formed the basis of the show.
Well, for someone that's been knocking around in show business, it's very reminiscent of what life is like at the auditions,
Isn't it?
The
Yes.
cattle calls, as I used to call
There
them.
was, yes, because they went through the different things. The cattle course people who'd kind of been successful, then fallen down the ranks.
Yeah.
There was one who'd taken up drag. I didn't like that bit, but
It's not normal, is it?
dirty.
No.
And they go through it all. It's really, it was great, wasn't it?
And some amazing songs. I mean, it's all right to talk about the dancing, but the songs are just, and the new arrangements. I think of them as well.
New
some of them,
arrangements, and it's often, I think people know the songs, they just don't know where that they come from in that show.
no, so many of them. I mean, One Single Sensation, that's the obvious one.
Yes.
Then you've got my personal favourite, which is I Felt Nothing.
Yes.
Love that. That is just.
I know that one.
And-
That's when I work with you. Actually.
And of course, I think we both welled up when it got to What I Did for Love.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I could feel the scratching of my eye,
Could you?
which means that it's a rarity for me. It's called an emotion. And
I thought you wanted your ice cream.
I did.
I thought you wanted your tongue in a tub.
But if a show can make you feel an emotion, that's always good, isn't
Yes,
it?
it
And
is.
it did. And as soon as I was up. It's what I think I've done it for
you
Sunset
were.
Boulevard.
Yes.
I sprung up.
Yeah, because I don't hold. Because these days, I think audiences stand up. It's got like America.
Yeah.
They stand up like routinely because they feel they have to sometimes.
Yeah.
But actually, we sprung out of those seats, didn't we?
We did, and it was nice that there wasn't a mega mix at the end as well.
Well, that's true, yeah. And you looked at your watch and thought, God, that's been almost 2 hours.
I said I didn't get achy bum.
No.
And I normally get achy bum in the second act,
yes,
and I didn't.
And quite often you fall asleep after.
And
It has been known.
It has been known.
I have to explain the story on the way home.
What was the show that we watched where I fell asleep? I don't know. There's been that many.
I know you missed major plot points in The King and I.
Well, I forgot he was. I forgot he died. Spoiler.
We had a lovely night.
It was lovely, wasn't it? And then, of course, Hairspray still knocking about as well.
Yes. We sent 2 of our young saplings. I was going.
Oh, very good.
Yes, along to see Hairspray. Did they enjoy it?
They loved it. It was a glitterous, glamorous wonderfulness. One of our reviewers even said it was actually fantastic being in the 1950s, even though the main song's called the Welcome to the 60s. But that's fine.
There's a clue there.
Yes.
I think they were wrapped up in the moment.
Yes. And
in each other's arms. I'm not sure.
There's been a few mixed comments about that show, I have to say.
Oh, has it?
Yeah. In what I call review community.
Oh.
Yes.
Online, you mean?
WhatsApp group. All the reviewers of Manchester. We all come together. We all have our moments about what we've been invited to, what we've not been invited to.
It's done a lot of tours.
It's done a lot of tours, but I've not seen it because obviously I was busy. But they seem to have done a hash version again of it.
Okay. Right.
With the cheaper costumes. Right. Apparently Edna didn't have hardly any makeup on. Apparently wasn't very good.
Right. It's almost tipped you over the edge.
It bothers me. Hold on. Let me get this. I've got a frog in my throat.
Oh.
It's better than a toad in your hole. Right. So.
Sometimes. Yes. So we've had a bit of a show busy week.
We have. It's been quite fantastic. And it doesn't stop because, of course, the Manchester Fringe is still going on.
Yes, that's right. There's always, you go, people say, oh, there's nothing on. Excuse me.
I know. And then, of course, there's the cinema as well.
Oh, really?
Yes, which apparently has got, well, not apparently, it literally has got Deadpool versus Wolverine out.
Really? I only go for the newsreels.
Pathé.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's not like you to think in black and white, is it, my love? Hey? It's a good job one of us wears colour on this programme, isn't it? Hey, it'd be very, very dull otherwise. Well, it's all picking up, we should say, it's all picking up for our Pride show.
Oh, it did. Now, we had a bit of that last night, didn't we? Because... we had a lovely meal before the show, didn't we?
Yes.
And which I had a phone call
yes.
from our big star Pride guest.
Yeah.
So we were chatting away to her throughout the entire meal, really, weren't we?
Yes.
And then we went across to the Lowry, a lot of the Corrie cast and people. And what happened?
Well, basically, we're the talk of the town, Flower, aren't we? I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. No. We tongues must have been flapping on that corridor. On that yeah, corridor of Corrie.
Yes.
Yeah, must have been all chatting.
Yes,
because I didn't think. Well, I knew it was a massive thing that we have managed to achieve by getting Miss Barbara Knox on the program.
Yes,
but it's actually only when you look into it that you realise how little interview on public appearance she's actually done.
Absolutely.
So, having spoke to her, then what is the reason she feels compelled to do this?
Well, she is the recipient of this year's Your Manchester Icon Award, isn't she? Which we will be presenting to her.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to be doing it in my
regalia.
Deputy Lord Lieutenant. So she's the recipient of that.
Yes.
And I've known Barbara for 30, 35, something like that. Yes.
Almost all my life.
As a child. Almost all your life. Come off it. And I know you. I know the cameras are good, but and we've a lot of lighting today.
We have to wear extra makeup as well, haven't we? Go on, yes. So
she's coming along, and we're doing a show which is packed full of guests and performers, aren't we? From is it 3:30?
3:30
till 6:30.
To 6:30
on the Alan Turing stage in Sackville Gardens.
Yeah.
Which is always nice, isn't it? Good show, with last year was a lovely show there. We had a bit of rain, didn't we?
We had too much rain.
And
it was like Glastonbury.
And there was supposed to be the dog show before us. They got moved to higher ground and a bit of cover. We did not. We were still put out in the mud and the grass. You know where you are in show rankings when you're second on the bill to a poodle. But never mind. We won't hold it against them. We're not on after the dog show this year.
Are we not? I don't know what's before us.
Well, I'm saying that in confidence. I don't know.
Oh, right. Okay.
But anyway, so we're on there. So if you're coming to Pride, come along and see us and the show. We'll be both hosting, won't we?
Yes.
Big screen, everything. And then at 6 o'clock, the legend.
Ish. It might be beforehand. It might be earlier.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, around, but you want to get your space.
You want to get your space.
Do not come too late to be able to see the stage.
No, well, we've had an influx of photographers and people from the press asking them very questions, haven't they?
Yes, and of course people are saying, "Will Barbara Knox be singing?" Well, we couldn't possibly say.
No.
Turn up, please. Thank you, and you'll find out.
And we won't say.
We won't say.
We won't say. What we will say is you did go for a walk.
Did I?
Didn't you?
Oh, I did. Yes.
You've been top, and now today you're being bottom.
Well, yes, I have been in bottom.
And which was more pleasurable?
Do you know, it depends on your point of view.
I bet it does. Should we have a look how you got on?
Yes.
Last time, you'll remember we were right up at the top of the hill up there in Top Mosley. And this week we've come down the hill to Bottom Mosley. It's still raining. Now, when we were in Top Mosley last time, we saw some of the work of local artist Chris Cypress, and down here is just the same. In fact, they're all over the place, and they're rather beautiful. Up on the hill behind me, up above the railway station, that's one difference. Bottom Mosley has a railway station. Up on the top there is that big house. You can just see a glimpse of it. And that was the mayor's residence. And today it's apartments, but it was used as a focal point. And for people in the Victorian age, if you had something you wanted to take up with the council, off you'd go, you'd march up there and have a bit of a demonstration. It wasn't uncommon for the windows to be smashed if somebody wanted to make a point, and the mayor would have to come out and be taken off to sort out whatever dispute was happening in the local town or the local mills. Now, you often find the clues of somewhere's past are in the names of the streets. So we've seen mill and we've seen wagon, and they're all echoes of the town's industrial past. This place would have been absolutely chock-a-block with workers, with horse and carts, with the sound of the looms going, machinery, all the noise that brought with it. And of course also a lot of smog and soot in the area. In fact, in a lot of these towns, the rain, when it came down, as it is now, would have come down black, and we would have been marked with the soot. And also people often thought it was snowing, and that's because in people's hair and on the streets you would find the remnants of the cotton from the cotton mills. But there was also a sort of community, I suppose. Mosley here still has its own clog dancing troupe, and clog dancing started in the mills. Women, mainly, wearing clogs, would tap along away with the rhythm of the machinery, and that's how clog dancing took off. And the mills would encourage, the mill owners would encourage things like brass bands and so on, intended to keep people out of the pubs. And just behind me, actually, is the back of a pub that used to stand there. It's no longer used as a pub. In fact, it's been converted at the moment, the Bit of Brass. And that reflects the musical heritage in the area. And we still have brass band concerts, and there's the annual brass band competitions as featured in the movie Brassed Off. So Mosley has these echoes of its past. Today it's largely a commuter town. You can get into Manchester easily on the train, and a lot of people live here and work in the city. But that's our final walk around Bottom Mosley, and I'll see you next time.
Well, that was wonderful. You enjoyed yourself bottoming.
I did, yeah. It got wet though.
I wasn't ready for that response. I'm waving around, and you are holding merchandise.
I am. It's very heavy.
Available on our online shop, everybody.
Is it?
We've got sweatshirts.
Yes.
Available in all sizes, and what we call our sippy cups.
Sippy cup?
Sippy cups.
Okay. I mean, I tell you what, this is a keep fit thing because it's that blinking heavy.
Well, It's the amount of water you should drink in one go.
Oh, it's water, is it?
Yeah, it is water. It's Russian water, but it gets me through the day, I'll be honest with you.
Rushing about.
Yes, very nice.
Yes,
So,
isn't that lovely?
So merchandise.
And then also, we should say, shouldn't we, because they've asked us in the marketing department, opportunities to advertise with us and sponsor the show are available right now. And if you go to the website or contact us at yourmcr.com, then we can send you out a lovely glossy pack.
You love your glossy pack. I don't know where to put these now. I'll
neither
put
do I.
them back over.
Well,
here.
this boy behind the camera could put that back on if you want.
Oh,
there you go.
There we go. Lovely. I'll just put this back over.
Yes.
There we go.
Thank you.
You know,
how professional.
Thank you.
Yes.
I do my best. You'll have me overthinking.
What? Oh, now it's funny you should say that.
Now is
if
it?
I had to describe you, what would I say? Overthinker.
Yes.
Worrier.
Yes.
Quite complicated sex life. Oh no, your husband might be watching for you to say that. No.
That still makes it complicated. The fact it's non-existent. Go on. Never get married. Never get married. Remember, engagement ring, wedding ring, suffer ring. Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now, there's a play coming to Manchesterford.
That was a segue.
Which wraps up all these topics.
It was like you were just picking that up there.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yes.
As if I was wandering around, as if I was on my Gulliver's Travels.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Have a look. And joining us now is Amelia from the Blue Balloon Company. It really is very difficult to say. How are you? And tell us everything about this wonderful show.
Hi everyone, hi Belinda, nice to meet you. So my name is Amelia Slater, I'm a writer and actor in Manchester. I am working with Blue Balloon Theatre Company and Selena Helliwell as the director on my one-woman show called Picking. It's centred around like an anxiously attached woman who I don't relate to at all. And kind of her, I guess, her experiences over the course of a Friday night of being like on her own in a flat, confiding in the audience, I guess, about kind of what she's thinking and her overthinking, I should say, and her mad experiences with dating and kind of just any sort of random ridiculous thoughts that are popping up to her in her head. I guess the audience becomes like her friend, and she kind of ends up putting a bit of this sort of facade for them. But yeah, it also explores sexuality.
It does sound like a love letter to overthinkers, and it makes people realise that that there isn't just one person that's an overthinker. It is actually a pandemic at the moment, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It is definitely one for the overthinkers.
Why have you decided to be so brave and take this on?
I just think I've been wanting to tell this story for a really long time. I think it's been. I like when I am feeling anxious or I'm feeling, angry, and I don't know how to express what I'm feeling. I like to write it down.
Tell us, when is this on? Where can we watch it?
So you can watch the show at Gulliver's on 7:30 p.m. from the 28th to the 30th of July. Yeah, so we'll be there in the heart of the Northern Quarter.
It's going to be fantastic. Northern Quarter, a wonderful show, and a wonderful person doing the show as well. What more is there to look forward to? It'll be fantastic. For now, though, Amelia, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Belinda.
We're out of time, yeah.
Good Lord.
I know. Is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to say to the audience?
I'd just like to say thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
And I'd like to thank the council for the grant I get for working with you. And that's it from me. Anything you'd like to finish with?
There's no answer to that. But listen, thanks very much. Make sure you check out this week's podcast with our Stephen. Make sure you check out the website. We've got some wonderful little reviews on there and some loads of little behind the scene tidbits. Is that the word?
Yes, that's right. I've seen a tit and I've seen a hit.
For now, though, thanks for watching this week's episode of
Your Manchester.